referee who knows how to dance. See, you don't need a Wikipedia page to be so-called famous, or to make your mother, your father, and other family members proud of you. I'm certain they're extremely proud of each and every one of you. I imagine the sense of relief they're currently feeling right now. However, graduates, I have a secret for you. This is the opportune time to go asking for more money. You may not want to go out there. The world is a damn mess. When they hand you your diploma, please keep moving, because they just might want it back. Now, you've graduated, one other advice I give you. Just remember, bosses don't accept notes from your mother. As I stand before you tonight, I represent only a small fraction of people who have begun their journey at John Marshall High School and who has written their own story of success. Along with many others, I will name just a few. Cynthia Bissett Germano, class of 1973. She is currently a humanitarian entrepreneur, and you know her as Lady Gaga's mom. Amy Gamble, class of 1982. A top-ranked high school basketball player who played at the University of Tennessee under the late legendary coach, Pat Sumner. Amy earned the high honor of competing for the U.S. handball team at the 1988 Olympics in Seoul, South Korea. She now counsels others with bipolar disorder. Chris Jones, also a graduate of the class of 1982. Chris was a great pitcher for the John Marshall High School baseball team. He earned a scholarship to the Ohio State University. He was an outstanding collegiate baseball player and went on to be drafted by the Toronto Blue Jays. One that we all know, Grammy Award-winning country western, music singer and songwriter, Brad Paisley, a graduate of the class of 1991. Give them a hand. These are a few that form the basis, the foundation of John Marshall High School. Their footprints are engraved in the halls which each and every one of you walk. My foundation of success formed by a galaxy of people who surrounded me throughout my life and helped me discover who I am and who I wanted to be. I want to thank each one of them for their role they played in my life. I apologize if I leave someone out. Legendary coach Bob Montgomery was the one that put his hand on my shoulder and asked me, was I coming out for the baseball team? I didn't know he knew who I was. He was my teacher, my baseball coach, my mentor, and my dear friend today. Coach Montgomery reminded me the other day, I made quite an impression on my 10th grade teacher, Miss Linda Gardell. She reminded him of a quote I used to say to her, "Why should I come to school?" Back then, I wasn't interested in school. But with the help of both, I started to focus. Miss Brenda Caulfield, a present school board member, a friendly face you'd see when walking into school. She was always there to offer a bright smile each day and taught me how far a kind word could go in making someone's day brighter. We also shared the same birthday. As you may know, a man should never ask a woman how old she is. Brenda, how old are you? Ann Sutton Variety. A dear friend, she's like a sister to me. When I was teaching, we would drive to school together. Every day, we would talk the whole time. about so many different subjects. She always had a good spirit, and she never judged me. That's why I always give her my Duke Carolina basketball tickets. And trust me, I'm always appreciative of having someone in the stand who doesn't judge me, especially during that rivalry. There's one person that all you know is Katie Williams. Katie is Aunt's daughter. Katie couldn't have been no more than 7 or 8 years old, riding in the backseat of the car each day. Back then, her feet didn't touch the floor. She would sit quietly and work on her homework. She never interrupted, was always listening. Those skills she now uses as a school teacher at John Marshall High School. Now the last character, Mr. Rudy Satazza. Well, I always thought that he could have been the mayor of Marshall County. He was a legendary basketball player at WVU. He's a dear friend of mine to this day. He was my junior high school teacher. He always taught by an example with a twinkle in his eye and a hint of sarcasm. Let me tell you a story about Mr. Satazza. Back in the 70s, there was no such thing as child labor laws. So every day, I was assigned to run Bob's lunch, to pick up Rudy's and other teachers' lunches. I was more dedicated than a mail carrier. Neither rain, nor sleet, nor snow stopped me from my destination. You remember the scene in Forrest Gump when the bullies were chasing Forrest? Jenny would yell, "Run, Forrest, run!" Well, I actually made that phrase famous first, way before Forrest Gump. Rudy would stand at the door, looking at his wristwatch, yelling, "Run, Ted, run!" I went to collect the lunches. Last but not least, Miss Linda Michelson Brinkman. She is why I'm standing up here today. She instilled poise, confidence, and passion to me. I know it may be hard to believe, but I was a shy kid. I barely spoke, and I certainly didn't give speeches. She would ask me to speak in class, and I would always refuse. I was willing to fail her class to avoid giving a speech. She never yelled at me or got upset. Instead, she went to Coach Montgomery. One day, he approached me and pretty much told me that I needed to put some effort into speech class. That I did as hard as I worked at baseball. He made his meaning very clear. No speech, no baseball. She cared so much about me that she found a way to bring me out of my ship. Instead of giving my first speech in front of a small group, she put me on center stage, approximately 100 students. And here I am now, but this time by choice. This is because of her. These are the people who instill lots of qualities in me: wisdom, persistence, self-discipline, and passion that brought me to my version of success. As our lives change, so does our definition of success. It is ever growing and shifting. Success is built on the foundation of hard work, perseverance, passion, strategy, goals, beliefs, values, attitude, and your actions. How you define success depends on you. How you achieve success depends on you. Let me paint a picture for you. After graduation, I attended London State College on a baseball scholarship. To meet expenses, I worked as a janitor at the school. Working as a janitor, I learned valuable lessons in hard work, respect, and never to look down on others. It was also working as a janitor that I found my basketball officiating career. Now picture this. I started out with an old pair of $6 Chuck Taylor Converse All-Stars. The ones that you can buy now, it's about $58. I wore a pair of distressed blue jeans with frayed cuffs at the bottom and a hole in the knee, which now you call fashion statement. I started with a black, white, pink referee shirt. Well, it was actually black and white. However, I didn't know how to separate laundry, so of course it was on pink. My lanyard was a shoestring with a silver whistle with a P, and that was the beginning. Now I told you a little bit about how I became successful, but possibly more important is how I stayed relevant. I remember my first NCAA basketball assignment. It was at Baptist College, now called Charleston, South Carolina, which I live now. I was so excited for the game, I drove 650 miles one way, which is a round trip of 1,300 for any of us that struggle with math. I got $150. I received a speeding ticket going down, and I received a speeding ticket going back. That basically taught me that sometimes you must go the extra mile to achieve success. There has been all kinds of education and resources put into every one of you to succeed. You need to tap into them. Some advice I'm going to give you. This is advice that worked for me. Figure out what you want to do so someone will pay you to do it. That's the first thing. And when you find what you want to do, you keep doing it. My motto has always been, work hard or get fired. Please have pride while staying humble. Let others speak of your success. Life is supposed to move in a straight line. However, it moves in a circle. People and obstacles will come back around. My grandmother used to tell me, what goes around comes around. And I'm certain some of you have heard it. Therefore, you treat people well because it will come back around to you. On your journey, you have to remember, please reach back and pull someone with you. Giving back will help your journey to keep moving forward. The world doesn't care how many times you fail. Doesn't care. The more struggles that come your way, you fight through them. You don't stop. You don't give up. Struggles build character. Accept the challenges that lie ahead. You must take risks, legal risks, to keep your dreams moving forward. But remember, dreams without goals are only dreams. Successful people work hard at what they do, no matter how small the task. Failure hurts. I've been on the end of it. It can be embarrassing. It can be disappointing. It can be frustrating. You're going to cry. Just know those pools of tears leads to a blessing ahead. Accomplished people reach their goals even after failure. Don't be afraid of a setback, because it's actually a comeback on the horizon. Always be understanding to your enemies. Always be loyal to your friends. Always be strong enough to face the world each day. Always be weak enough to know you cannot do everything alone. Always be generous to those who need your help. Be frugal with that you need yourself. Always be wise enough to know that you do not know everything. And I'm going to repeat that again. Always be wise enough to know that you do not know everything. Be smart enough to continue learning. Always be willing to share your joys. Always be willing to share the sorrows of others. Be a leader. When you see a path others have missed, always be a follower when you're shrouded by the mist of uncertainty. Always be the first to congratulate an opponent who succeeds. first, always be the last to criticize an opponent who fails. Always make sure that your next step will fall so that you do not tumble. Always be sure of your destination by setting your goals along the way. Above all, be yourself. As a big thank you to Marshall County School Administration and staff for inviting me to speak, I'm really truly humbled. What an honor it has been. And I know some of you probably didn't know I can dance. You and the teachers are a big part of why these students are here tonight. One thing I want to leave you, remember, success will mean something different to each one of you as you grow and you begin to figure out what success means for you. To you, I wish you the absolute best. I hope and pray for each and every one of you of a long journey of success. And your journey begins tonight. May God bless you all.